Hi there, welcome to week 6, and today I want to talk about metadata. Metadata is aka how people will find your book. So a couple of weeks ago I mentioned that I've been running an Amazon Fundamentals masterclass for my Smart Author community and Fast Track members, and today I'm going to give you a really quick 5-minute summary of what I shared and also what I've been working on this week. So there are two audiences for your book. There are the people who know you already, or actually they're probably the audience that you will be nurturing as you lead up to your book launch. So there'll be the list you'll be growing, the social media contacts you'll be nurturing, maybe some of the interviews you've done, or the surveys that you've completed. So that's all of the nurturing. So people who know you, you'll get to your book launch, they'll buy your book because they know, like, and trust you. The second audience for your book are the people who don't know you yet, because they will search for solving the problem that they're facing or for new information they're looking for, and your book will pop up. And that's why this is so important. So I've been working on this myself this week, and I will say, in providing your Amazon metadata to your publisher, is don't rush the process. It takes a little bit of time to really think about what you want to put on the form, and also to get into the psyche and get into the mind of your ideal reader and how they're going to find your book. So I'm going to give you a bit of a flavour today. So there are 3 areas specifically I'm focusing on today: categories, keywords, and also the description. But there is more than that, but that's the first 3 things. I also talk about this at length in my new book. So as you can see, top left of the screen. So there, just pointing to it now. So categories, let me start with that. Now on Amazon, there are 16,000 book categories. Just book categories. You heard that right, 16,000. It's gone up recently. It used to be 12,000, now it's 16,000. Some of these are categories and subcategories, and don't forget that also includes fiction books, memoirs, non-fiction books, the whole gambit. So there's a lot of categories to think about. A really good tip when it comes to categories is to look at other books within your genre, competitor books. So look at books that have been written by your competitors and look at what categories they're in, and look at them. Do they match with where your book sits? If they do, you might choose to put your book in the same categories. You can choose 3 categories. Keywords. Now, keywords is really important, and that's how people search for your book. So you've got the terms like stress, career, book marketing, really short tail, kind of, it's a bit like SEO really, in terms of how people might find your book. And then you've got the long descriptions like how to market a book, how to change a career, how to sack my boss. There's all sorts of things that people might be searching for, which are more of the long tail terms. So it's a phrase that you might want to be ranked for. There's a really great bit of kit that I'll share with you in a moment, which is a tool that I use for all of this, which first time I've used it this publication, and it is being a real lifesaver and a game changer for me. So let me share my screen now before I talk about the third thing. So this is the tool that I've been using. This is Publisher Rocket, and it retails $97, one-off fee. I'm an affiliate for it, so if you do decide to sign up, you can use my link or you can choose not to. That's absolutely fine. But this is really great in terms of drilling down into the types of keywords, competitors, category search. If you want to do Amazon ads, there's a great search here as well. So in terms of actually looking at what else is out there, I found this to be amazing. So I spent quite a lot of time on this yesterday to really drill down and look at the keywords I've used already around book marketing, like how to market a book, but also some little bit more obscure keywords as well that people might search for. So it really is about getting in the mind of your reader and maybe searching for the problem you're solving in the book, the new information you're providing, and actually use this as a tool. I'll give you a really very, very quick example. How to market a book, for example. And what you can see on here is how many people search for it, how competitive it is. So you can see whether it's actually worth ranking for that search term or not. So this allows you just to drill down that a little bit further. So you can do categories and you can also do keywords. And you can also look at your competitors in here and actually see how many books your competitors are selling. So that's quite a powerful tool. So that's a little bit around that. I'm going to stop my share and I'll come back to you now. So categories are important, 16,000 categories on Amazon Books alone. And keywords, important. If you don't have Publisher Rocket, you've got a couple of other tools at your disposal. You could open a new browser in Chrome or Safari, incognito browser, open up Amazon and start searching for the topic you talk about in your book, so career or business or schools or whatever topic it is, and then you can see what other people are searching in. So that's a powerful tool you can use. You can also use the Google Keyword Planner tool. So that's a Google Keyword Planner tool, which a lot of people use when they're doing Facebook ads, Google ads. So they're two free tools that you could use as well. And you could ask people, of course, and you may have done that through interviews and surveys as you've written your book. So I'll pop the link to Publisher Rocket around this video, so you've got access to that if you want to have a look. And I said, there's an affiliate link if you wish to sign up. It's good for all of us then. The third thing I want to talk about today is description. Now, if you've got towards the end of writing your book, you may have thought about what's going on your back cover. You may not have thought about that. Your back cover is really what people said. This is your back cover. Your description on Amazon will probably take elements of what's on the back cover of your book, but you can go in a little bit more detail. You can expand, you can organically include some of the keywords that people might be searching for. So even if you think it's not worth including a certain keyword phrase, maybe in your list of, say, 12 keywords that people might search for, you can organically list them in your description, as long as it obviously makes sense and it's not shoehorned in just for SEO purposes. So think about your description. Think about including some reviews, some social proof that show that other people have read your book and they enjoy reading it. Of course, you'll get Amazon reviews later. So that's really metadata in a nutshell. There's a few other things to think about. You'd have a short description of your book. I also recommend you think about your Amazon Author Central profile, that when your book is launched, you get reviews for it. You follow the Amazon bestseller launch as well. I will talk about that in another video, because I am doing that for my own book. So there's a few other things to think about. There's lots to do. So what else have I been doing this week? Well, I did a podcast interview yesterday, which is going out the week of my book launch. And that was amazing. It's somebody's podcast who I've been on twice before. Somebody who is actually does something very similar to me. But we met up a couple of weeks ago and I got onto her podcast again, which is a lovely experience. I'm also arranging interviews for my own podcast. I'm doing the first interview next week. And I have signed off the final proofs for my book. So I should get a proof copy, a physical copy, and I'll do the unveiling at some stage over the next couple of weeks. That should be towards the end of August. So that's it for me today. So it's week 6 of my book launch planning as I go towards the launch of Book Marketing Made Simple. So the second edition is out on Thursday, the 28th of September. So what are we, about 6-7 weeks away? So there's lots to do. I'm also taking a couple of days off this week as well. I'll see you next week.